This video is designed to demonstrate how to use Gnosis HTTP post. In this scenario, what we're going to do is actually post data directly from a Gnosis bucket into a different webhook inside of Gnosis as well. Using the HTTP post, you can post to really a web service on the web, a SQL server, a Google spreadsheet, anything along those lines. Very similar to the iForm Builder post. So what we're going to do is just create a new data flow here, and I'm going to call this Gnosis post test, and we're going to add a record set inside of here. So the first record set I'm going to add is going to call this Gnosis receive, and this is going to be the bucket that receives the data. And then we're going to choose a webhook for this, and I'm just going to call this Gnosis hook 1. We're going to save that. So that's going to build our webhook where we can take in data and a bucket where that data will be stored at. So next what we want to do is add a new record set here, and this record set is actually going to post data out to a specific endpoint. So let's add a record set to this data flow, and we're going to call this Gnosis post, and the webhook itself, we don't need a webhook for this one, so we'll just choose save. And now that it created our two buckets, what we need to do is highlight the bucket where we want to post data from and add an action. So this action is going to be an HTTP post action. So inside of here we have a couple parameters, and before we get into here, first you want to copy the webhook where you want to post to so you have that available to you. So we're going to copy this URL and again choose our action to the HTTP post and give it a name. So I'm going to say post to Gnosis bucket. What is that endpoint URL? You're going to paste that in there. If it is another Gnosis bucket or anywhere on the web, you want to change that to meet your needs. You can send header information as well as body information. In this scenario, we're just going to send body information. So I have a sample file over here on the left-hand side of some of the data that I'm going to upload. So I'm going to upload 3 fields here. We're going to say it's going to be full name, and that is going to be mapped to o.name, which O is your object, which is this whole JSON, and then .name will give us Ben Ray. We're also going to do the date of birth, and that's going to be O.dob, and then in this final one we're going to do income, and that's going to be O.income. At this point we can apply a condition to this if we want to run this post if it passes the condition, but in this scenario, we're just going to save it, and we're going to have this run all the time. So now we're ready that we have it configured, we're ready to send some data through. So I'm going to choose JSON upload, choose my sample data file, and hit open, and add this data. So at this point, what you're going to see is that data has been stored in this bucket, and then it actually is posted directly into this bucket here with our date of birth, our full name, and our income, just how we sent it. So again, this is how you can take data stored in Gnosis and post it out to the web or directly back to a different Gnosis bucket. Thanks for watching.